Summoners, welcome back. IPL killing spree, Mono eSports versus 4-0. That took way too long, man.
It was. I was like, I was passing out like this, just laying here. I'm like, oh, damn, camera's back on me. I gotta sit straight up. So it was definitely a lot longer than it needed to be, but it's interesting. I didn't think it was gonna be that close.
Yeah, here, I have so I have a little system, on whether or not how to gauge how long something is taking. It's just like, all right, so that was about maybe I would say maybe a half hour longer than I needed to, maybe.
Yeah.
How many episodes of SpongeBob could I have watched?
Oh, damn.
That's my.
Oh, damn, that's a lot of episodes. Wait, episodes like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, we could have watched an entire half hour of SpongeBob, but so it's. I mean, Mono had the early game.
They had the early, mid, late game, and their late game was just falling apart, and their late game was falling apart, and I was like, oh man, what's happening? I felt like they could have just ran back there and just right-clicked it. Well,
yeah.
they did do that.
Well, they did, yeah, and
eventually.
Yeah, but then we got to the point where desperation kind of hit in. There's we're so close to winning. Let's just go. And usually if you're in a situation like that, I mean, it's a little bit of a careless move to do because you have one misstep or two missteps, and then we go on for another 30 minutes.
It wasn't that. It wasn't one. It wasn't two. It was 5 or 7.
Yeah,
I can count. Okay, so the Janna tornado miss allowed Graves to live. They're pushing Nexus, trying to end it. MF just straight up tanked Graves to end it.
Yeah.
Dies. Janna dies. Oh, that's a lot of gold on Graves. Now he's big. He just got all the sprees on everybody.
Yeah.
Whereas if Janna just saved her shield, shielded MF when Graves came, MF can just right-click, double up, hits the tornado, and he dies too. And then she ends the game because Graves was the only one up. They allowed Graves to 1v2 without any return damage, kill them both, and allowed him to just farm 2 inhib down for wave after wave. Not only that, Gragas came back, starts poking 1v5, dies. Now, Mono can't push anymore because their AP carrier is down, and so that stalls for another 60 seconds because that's the spawn timer on Gragas. So
yeah.
Now 2 inhibs down, just creeps coming in, is letting 4-0 farm two waves continually for that duration of 60 seconds. And to actually get back on that side of the map is another 60 seconds. So they're getting just free time and free farm time after time, and that happened about 3 times. So you calculate and you add that all together. That's a lot of farm.
There's a lot of farm. We have 500 something creeps on him.
That was a lot of farm.
That's a lot of farm. That's a lot of.
I don't remember the last game where creep count went over 400. To go over 500, I don't even know what's going on. I just want to slam the table.
What is going on?
What is going on here? Just slam the table. It was interesting.
It was interesting. But interesting enough, so we are going in to game number 2. So let's see. So we had 4-0 in the first game. They knew that Mono, they really favored Janna Graves. So they just went ahead and decided to take Graves right out from under him.
Yeah.
And they have a first pick still. So you think that they may actually do the same?
4-0?
Yeah.
I feel like they're either going to pick up Janna or Graves. I don't know how they value Janna Graves apart, but I don't think 4-0 wants Mono to have both of them at the same time because it's a tough lane, and they've seen Mono just do well with that lane continually, and that might not be something they want to deal with. And really, Graves did a really good job. So just taking Graves away from Mono might be just enough.
Yeah.
Some changes might be just lane matchup. Aurelia definitely, I feel like, beats Kennen late game. You saw the Kennen kind of goes in and did relatively nothing.
Yeah.
Because you know how I was saying how it's going to come to a point where Aurelia can zone Kennen, and Kennen doesn't really do much to him. And it took 40 minutes, but it got to that point where Aurelia wasn't too hindered by Kennen. But since he lost the early game so badly that Ken was able to make such a big impact on the team fight early on that it really just put Fortnite at a disadvantage for the entire game. So if they feel like Aurelia or his Aurelia cannot deal with the Cannon top early mid-game, then they might just pick the different champion to deal with it. Because I feel like Mono's gonna pick Cannon again, because one of Maroy's most played is probably Cassiopeia and Kennen, those two champions. They got one of them banned, so I feel like I'm about like 60% sure he's gonna pick Kennen again. And yeah, about 60% sure.
So, and I also do want to note, we did have Prolly actually from Reflex come in to substitute for 4-0. One of 4-0's players actually had a bit of a lag and technical issue, so they are going to have a sub from here on out.
So let me see. Kramer was Morgana mid, and so he is subbing for the Aurelia then, right?
I believe so.
And Aurelia was, I forgot what's his name.
So I'm blanking. I'm so bad with names. I hate blanking on names.
Oh, it's Wild Turtle usually, but I didn't see him in the last game either. But
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Wild Turtle.
Is usually top Aurelia.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. People like the capability of changing names kind of throws me off too. So
yeah,
Probably is definitely replacing somebody. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know, but well, it's funny is that like sometimes the name changes things. Funny. Like we had during the IPL qualifiers, I think I think it was Mono versus VA. They kept they changed their name.
Power Rangers versus Ninja Turtles. So
well, I mean, while hilarious, trying to cast that match is just like I can't remember who's who. Damn.
Yeah.
So Caitlyn Janna combo.
So you see the Caitlyn Janna. Basically, what's gonna happen is Caitlyn Janna should be able to zone Graves. Graves gonna miss out on a bit of CS early.
Yeah.
Is gonna be a little bit stronger than MF Janna. So also I think Caitlyn she doesn't have the crazy ultimate MF does. Actually, that ultimate doesn't do enough damage late game because her right click actually is more effective that late in the game. So I feel like Caitlyn Janna is going to give him more of an early game control. Mono is going to be able to pick up more dragons with that. Just because of Caitlyn's poke potential, she's going to be able to push Janna Graves around quite a bit. Just because of the long range, she should be able to right-click Graves without him clicking back.
Yeah.
If she positions herself right, she should be able to actually outrange Buckshot too. So I feel like Graves is going to take a bit of free harass, and he's not going to have his way with the lane like last game. And having Soraka is more of like, hey, I'm just going to try and farm really, really hard this game. Because there's no real kill potential with Soraka. At least with like Janna or Tarek, you can stun somebody. The silence doesn't really do much, and you're not going to get Star Call to do damage.
Yeah. Kennen being picked out. We did get the Kennen pick coming out from Mono.
Yeah.
And I was researching a lot of like the win-loss ban data from this past weekend with the ending with the IPL 4 qualifiers. Soraka actually made top 3 on the most losing champions.
I felt like the nerf is she just doesn't do as much anymore.
Yeah.
She's been nerfed continually for the last, I don't know, 5 months.
Yeah.
First with like the heals, and then the mana, and now the mana, and
more mana.
Yeah. Her ultimate scaled back a little bit too. They changed the ratio.
Yeah.
They changed the cooldown. So Soraka went from like the highest win rate to actually the lowest now, I think. Yeah. It's just that there's no kill potential for what the point of picking Soraka is to make sure that your lane can stay there and farm forever, and whatever you're protecting is going to be able to come back later and destroy everybody. And so they're scaling her back, so that means that now the lanes are killable, but she just doesn't provide as much into mid-late game.
Yeah. So I mean, actually, and we see all these supports being like you got the Soraka nerfs, we got the Sona nerfs.
Yeah.
And this is those are like the 2 biggest supports in the game, just getting shut down, paving the way for supports like Janna. to actually come in and pick up the slack. And on the opposite end, for top 8 for IPL 4 qualifiers, Jana was
Top
number
win.
1 support.
Yeah.
She was actually, you know, second most winning, I believe, like right behind Graves.
Yeah, I think the last time Janna got nerfed was Monsoon when they took out the slow coming back into it. And that's like 5 months ago. If everything else around you is getting weaker, you're looking pretty sharp relatively. And with the nerf to everything else, you know, you see a lot of more creative bottom lanes too now. That's why Nunu's can get in the picture. That's why GP can get in the picture. You know, you have more creative bottom lanes just because the champions that were, you know, traditionally used for support just isn't as strong anymore, and it opens it up for a lot more variety.
So we have all the teams picked out for nothing. Soraka, Nocturne, Vladimir, Rumble, and Graves. You know, Vladimir, he's got the heal, so pretty safe to say he's going to be going mid. Against Mono, they got Ari mid, and the rest of them, Jarvan, Janna, Caitlyn, and Kennen. So Kennen, Rumble top lane, Ari, Vlad mid. So I mean, and I've seen, you know, Jarvan's you know, one of the lesser played jungles. I mean, he's still fantastic. He has the pop up. He has a Cataclysm. Dude, they don't really have that many escapes from Cataclysm, really.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
Like
Basically, the only
Graves
way
can
to
dash out.
escape Cataclysm is quick draw from Graves
Yeah,
and flash.
it's a
Well, if you're Nocturne and you haven't ulted yet, I guess you can ult out of it.
and you can't pull out of.
You definitely cannot
cannot.
pull out of it. Looking at the team comp, Fortnite is actually more like a all-in comp. You get one good positioning and you just go. You know, you're gonna use Nocturne to set up that positioning.
And they're like their big initiation is gonna be coming from Rumble with the ult.
It's gonna be more like Nocturne and Rumble, and everybody just laying out everything really quickly.
Yeah.
Because really, with Vlad ult on people, you want to stack as much damage as possible because, you know, Vlad's ult is a damage multiplier. That's the best time to lay out your damage. So if Vlad and Rumble lands a really good ult, purple team's gonna melt. But what you gotta look at is that Janna's gonna be able to disrupt them. So not so much. Yeah, that Janna should be able to disrupt them, and it's hard to catch Ari into it all because she can dash out of it, right?
Yeah.
She's far enough back where Buckshot and Graves ult and Vlad's ult not gonna affect her as much. And if Rumble's ult lands on top of her, she can quickly dash out of it. So she's only gonna take the initial tick. And so, depending on how the engage is, it's gonna be tougher. If Mono was more like melee damage centric, then having so much short range AoE damage would make a lot of sense. But since they are long range and or poke and disengage too, it's gonna be very, very tough for not to actually pull off a really, really good combo.
So these are your teams heading into game number 2. Soraka, Nocturne, Vladimir, Rumble, and Graves for nothing. Mono is going to go ahead. You got Jarvan, Janna, Ari, Caitlyn, and Kennen. We're going to go to a few quick ads while the game loads. But when we come back, game number 2, Mono eSports versus 4-0. So stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to IPL Killing Spree. We're going into game number 2, Mono versus 4-0. Let's head right into it.
Because Fortnite is so AoE centric, right? And Caitlyn, Janna, Ari is gonna stand at such far distance back. I'm a little concerned for Fortnite right now to if they can actually land that full combo off, just because the champion that Mono has naturally is dissipated, and they spread out in the back lines. So if a team fight breaks out, the only real target they're gonna have is Kennen and Jarvan, and so I'm debating whether Fortnite is gonna burst down Kennen and Jarvan, or they're gonna rush back. If they rush back, you know, Kennen and Jarvan can hold them there, and they're gonna die. So
Mono taking position very dangerously close to Fortnite. When Caitlyn places the trap, I'm wondering if there's, because sometimes you can hear it. Sometimes you can actually hear Caitlyn place down the trap. So I'm wondering
maybe.
if they
I
heard it.
actually don't know.
I don't think
They might be
did.
able to. If they face check that, somebody's gonna die. That trap is gonna get them.
And look at that placement of Mono right there. It was like they expected probably to come in to try and get an idea. They're all up in that top curve.
Well, Nocturne wants blue because he jungles
Yeah.
so much faster with it.
Oh, there you go. The Q from Nocturne
They
hit.
should
They
have
know.
heard
They,
of that.
they should get out. They should get out of there right now. Trap going down.
Oh, if they stayed.
Yeah.
If they stayed. Like, the thing is since Nocturne hit them,
Yeah.
it leaves a trail even in the darkness. You don't have to see it. I mean, you don't have to have vision of it. You're going to see the black trail anyways.
Yep.
So, Fortnite knew that they were in there. So,
they knew they were there. They didn't know how many. Safe to assume all of them.
yeah.
But a lot of abilities like Nocturne's Q or Mundo's Q, when you throw them into bushes, the audio cues do help and they do reveal. Caitlyn's Piltover actually does the same thing as well. If you fire it into a bush, you can hear that as it's tearing through.
Yeah, when you hit something.
Yeah.
It's like one thing people ask is like, "Hey Dan, how come your in-game sound is so loud?" I do play music when I play.
Yeah.
The music makes me relax, but I need the in-game sound just because of the information that you get from the in-game sound. Most people don't know that if you're taunting. Oh.
This is huge. This is huge. Will we be able to? Yeah, he should be able to grab
He's gonna be able to get it.
His smite is down though. He's just got to get that last smack. Yeah, it's like, and actually, yeah.
The
Mox
thing
is
with
just gonna
that
walk
is
away.
the reason why Nocturne didn't go up there was his assumption was he was getting counter jungled. That's why everybody's over there. So he already played like his blue buff was gone. That's why he went straight to red. He had no idea that Mono actually just completely just backed out and didn't take his blue buff. So he had played like they'd already taken it. That's why he didn't go up and check.
Yep. Yeah, that's a psychological game. That's just one of the many games you can play with the mind here in League of Legends. And we were also talking like a while back too about Shaco's. Like Shaco's actually really popular in the Korean meta right now because of the psychological game he plays.
Yeah,
on enemy
anytime you
teams.
have like an invis champion, you don't know where they are, and they can close the distance on you and gank you at any moment, and so it puts a lot of pressure in lane.
So yeah, what was the thing with the taunt you were mentioning earlier?
What taunt?
The taunt sound.
Oh, the taunt sound. If
Yeah.
someone's taunting out of your sight, it creates a sound, and if you just mouse over it, like if you bring the screen over, you can hear it and you can tell their position.
Ooh.
That's why I actually don't like doing it too much at the beginning of the game.
Huh. I did not know that. Oh.
They may have changed it. I haven't looked for it, but I remember like several months ago, I'd just like scroll over the map, see if people taunt, because they get bored and they just go low / shift 4, and you can kind of hear it.
Roy getting engaged upon, but goes out unscathed. Moxie trying to make something happen top lane, bot lane. Actually being pushed pretty hard by Mono, and Caitlyn's actually been getting quite a fair number of harass shots
So
off on
like
Soraka.
what you're seeing is Caitlyn, since she has such huge range on Graves, she's able to just get those pot shots off and just take no real damage. With Janna's shield, blocking that buckshot's no problem. If Graves is going to do any damage on Caitlyn, he's got to do more than just buckshot. He's got to do a buckshot and a right click. That's what he's doing right now, actually.
A tornado coming down from Janna. Graves has to dash away. Wow. He's chunked really badly right now.
And also, if you're looking at Soraka's mana,
Yep.
since Infuse doesn't give her mana anymore, she's actually dropping off in mana. If Caitlyn harasses him maybe for 3 or 4 more rotation, Soraka should be almost out of mana, and Graves shouldn't be able to top off anymore. And the expectation with Graves is since I have a healer, I'm not going to... Oh, man, she healed a creep.
Oof.
The thing with healing a full creep is you burn the CD, you're not topping off your champion, and you're burning mana. So, like, people think, oh, maybe that's just a little bit of mana, but it actually matters a lot. Like, that's a lot of hit point that Graves could have had, and if he's going to get ganked, he's actually in kill potential.
Mono saw Moxie come around through the tri-bush, and Kramer used the pool. He doesn't have it available anymore. Pop-up misses from Nintendo. Ignite goes down on Kramer. And our flash coming in from Ari misses the taunt. One tower hit. Very
Oh, no,
that was
Nintendo. Okay.
Yeah, I'm having a heart attack here. It's like, oh my god, was he still in the range? But Brawl here now also getting Tornado, getting a little bit aggressive on his own, trying to push back.
That was very dangerous.
That was
there. That was very dangerous.
Paradoxical. Don't. I'm a big guy. I can't take that kind of stress.
I felt like if Jarvan committed a little bit more and got like 1 or 2 attacks off.
Yeah.
After Vlad flashed, he could have flashed and follow up with an auto attack, and then just walk through the brush. But that would be hindsight, and we kind of have map hack too. So
yeah,
we knew where Nocturne was.
Captain Hindsight, one of the most popular champs here in League of Legends. So Moroi is actually having a little bit of a tough time up top. I mean, the creep kills are semi-even, but he's getting
surprisingly he's getting pushed back.
Yeah,
right. It's 44 to 35.
Yeah,
but well, he is winning in creep score. He's able. It's about time to buy anyways, because he's got his revolver, and so when he does get back to lane, he's gonna have a lot more sustain. He's gonna be able to harass Rumble a lot more. So if you do look at the creep score, right, it's 44 to 40. There's about like 6 creep waves at his tower, so he's a little bit more than 4 creeps ahead because there is creep coming on that he can farm, whereas Rumble doesn't. So it's about a wash right now. He's up by 5.
Janna and Caitlyn go back to base. Janna's got her Philo. Caitlyn stacking up those Doran's blades and getting to tier 2 boosts already. She wants to be a lot more mobile, so she can go ahead and get the engage on Graves, because Graves actually just started with a Doran's. He does not have boots yet, and just that movement speed on Caitlyn, she might just be able to just auto attack him to death.
So the thing with Caitlyn right now is she's actually behind on farm. With Caitlyn, what you got to be able to do is you got to be able to harass and farm at the same time. The only thing Graves was concentrating on was just purely farming. Cause he felt like he wasn't gonna win the exchange. He wasn't gonna push out Caitlyn, and he was expecting harass. So all he did was concentrate on farming, and he didn't really do a lot of harassing. So I felt like if Caitlyn is gonna harass, she should still prioritize farming, because she is a little bit behind. I think it's 62 to 68 in farm.
So Moxie put a ward.
So is Jarvan 6? Let me see. Yeah, he is. So
Jarvan 6.
Rumble is in like a kill range. I don't think he sees this. There's no ward in river.
There's a ward in the bush, but not in the river. Here comes Nintendo. Standard goes down. Cataclysm flash out from Probably. Nice timing. Only way he's gonna be able to get out of that one.
Oh man, what he needed to do, Jarvan, was he needed to blow.
Ari, will you be able to get the kill on Kramer? Yes, you can. Ignite helping you do the job. First blood going to Ari. Paradoxical right there in mid.
Anyways, the kill for Jarvan, right? What he needs to do is he needed to land the standard.
Yep.
He needed to flag stun that, because it would force Rumble to flash and just save his Cataclysm to close the distance after he'd already flashed.
Yep, we're doing it again. Will we get the standard down? The pop-up flash is not available to Prawley. Ignite will finish it off, and Jarvan getting that kill. So Mono actually in a pretty good spot right now. Almost 10 minutes in, 2 kills to their name, and they got a good 1K in gold up on them.
So the thing is since they are behind for not, it's very, very likely that they're gonna lose all the blue buffs from here on, because if Mono has timer on it, I was surprised Nocturne picked up the second blue.
Yep. And he put the ward down, like he knew he had a good idea on the timer on which it was going to be coming back. Ward down just be sure, but nothing real actually getting focused down by Roll here. But no, he had an idea and he wanted to make sure it was safe, and he was also being a little bit careful, expecting the invade, expecting them to take it again. But
the thing with Jarvan not invading is, since he only took the big blue buff, he left to Lizard, he actually doesn't have the timer on it, so it was never reset. As far as he knew, it could have been up, could have been down. So I think Jarvan just had no intention of coming back to counter jungle the blue, just because when you only kill the blue buff, you don't know when it's going to respawn. is going to respawn 5 minutes after the person that you just countered kills the 2 little lizards. So
Yep.
Nocturne has timer, Jarvan didn't. But if he's going to peek in there, he's going to have timer for the next blue. And he should be able to counter it because since both top and mid is relatively weak right now.
Oh, right now Paradoxical trying to get damage out on Kramer. Actually, Nocturne being spotted in bot lane, and Paradoxical actually taking a little bit too much. Should be able to back off, though. Got the health potion.
Well, she does have a revolver. She has some health pots, and she has her passive, which can heal her. So in terms of topping off, Paradoxical should be fine if she doesn't receive any additional poke in the next about minute or so.
And here comes Jarvan. Nintendo's coming up from river, but he is spotted by 4-0. Nocturne was floating around bot lane.
I think Nocturne wants his kill on Ahri right here.
Absolutely. Paradoxical
her
getting a little bit
ult
too
is
overzealous.
up.
Nocturne going in. Paradoxical has to flash away. His ult is still up. He's going to be able to get back to tower pretty safely. And Dex trying to get back in, doing a little bit more damage. Moxie did not have the spell shield ready. So, and it's a hairy dance in mid. I would highly recommend Nintendo to stick around. But actually, Fortnite's going to be, they're pinging down Dragon.
Yeah, they know that Ahri ult's down. She's relatively low. Their expectation is Ahri doesn't want to fight this, but everybody is grouping up on Dragon. So this can be a very, very bad fight for Fortnite.
Mono Pennon's coming up the rear. Should be here
shortly.
This is
a very bad fight for Fortnite. They lost a lot of HP on Dragon. And all Caitlyn 5 of Mono
going down, Cataclysm going down. Two players from Fortnite, 3 players from Fortnite trapped in the middle there. Soraka is still in the pit, trying to hide away from the damage. Dragon just probably might just take her out. Jarvan coming leading the charge against 4-0, and that is an ace at Dragon.
This is turning really bad really, really quickly. Just that was purely based off team comp. What Fortnite needed to do is to land all their ults, but since there's only 2 people they can really land it on, one is Kennen, one is Jarvan, and they're not really priority targets to nuke down. It's going to be a really, really tough game for Fortnite. Yeah. And especially after that ace and Dragon, the goal difference is just so huge.
Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at that money. And Ahri, Caitlyn, they're both, a little bit.
Ahri's got about 1,600 over Vlad, so
that's true.
At this point, Vlad just has no answer to Ahri.
Yeah.
She's got that Sork boots, those 2 Doran's ring over Vlad, and probably a little bit gold to spare that she hasn't even bought anything. She's probably looking for that power staff for 860 gold. Not quite there yet, so she's just saving it. But
yeah. I mean, while we're talking, going back into the fight, Ahri's ult was down, but Vlad's ult was also down.
Yes, it was.
Nocturne's ult was also down. So, I mean, in terms of, ult power, Mono was actually ahead going into that.
They were ahead. Their expectation was, since Rumble had came down before Kennen wasn't going to be there either. And since Ahri was so low, she was going to be unable to fight. But she does have that revolver. She did have health pots. And she does have her passive, which was allowed to top her off maybe like 500 hit point before that fight even started. And she's usually pretty far in the back too, so is really not too dangerous fighting at low hit point as Ahri.
They also didn't really have that many tabs on Kennen, like, top river, not ward. Like, the only wards they're hitting is when they actually get near to the Dragon Pit. They knew Kennen wasn't in top lane, but they didn't quite know where he was besides that. I mean, they didn't know, and if he was en route, they didn't know by how long. And this
overall is a pretty risky Dragon. Also, they didn't have sight on Jarvan too, so it was a gamble. Jarvan and Kennen, had they been top, it would have been a free Dragon. But since all of Mono was around, they were able to close the distance.
And Ahri actually meeting Vlad in the jungle. Nocturne ult going down. They're chasing down Kennen top lane. Rumble ult going down on Kennen, but taunt coming in, but they're going to be taking turret damage from his Kennen ults right underneath tower. Nocturne, will you be able to get away? No, you will not, but Kennen does fall. Probably taking a little bit of damage too, but he's going to be able to sustain.
That wasn't too bad. It actually came out a little bit ahead on Fortnite because Kennen is losing about 2 waves of creep. Fortnite did get the assist kill too, so...
Not to mention the bonus gold, because right after Kennen was 3-0 and 4 up until that point.
So that did actually help them quite a bit. Oh.
Vladimir will be able to get away. No, Cataclysm come down. Flash, he wasted the flash trying to get out of Cataclysm. Just could not do it. Just too much damage.
The thing with Vlad is if Jarvan ganks Vlad and Cataclysm early, if Vlad uses his pool, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's actually not too bad against Vlad. And even if he didn't land the Cataclysm on Vlad before he pulls, the moment he gets out, he's trapped too.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. You know, you either pull Cataclysm or you pull the flag stun. And he tried to pull the flag stun, but you know, it's easily followed up.
Pearl so
He might just go flash and auto attack. Oh, he can't anymore. I think what should have happened was he should have just stayed close enough for, you know, Caitlyn to flash in, right click, and bait the heal as the bullet was flying. He might be able to turn around and get the kill actually if that actually happened.
Pearl's actually looking to stay in a little bit longer. He's got a Wriggles and 2 Dorans, so he's really trying to build that lifesteal to stay in lane as long as he can. So, and Mono pinging blue will be going to Ari once again. Mono's going to, because look at him, look at all that lifesteal on Parole. He's actually going to be, you know, pretty tanky in lane, but Moroi actually getting caught out by Prolly, coming with the flame spitter, trying to get the last bit of damage.
Oh, he should have just dove that.
He can still try.
He wants to dive it still.
But he may actually be regretting that decision. Ignite going down on him, but here comes Nocturne to help out a little bit. Moxie.
He wants vision on him so he can ult.
Yep.
But Moroi is smarter than that. He just runs all the way through.
Yep. If you're that low, you just need to go ahead and keep running. And Kramer actually being pinged.
So really Rumble didn't expect to land that second slow, so he just backed out.
Yeah.
If he just trusted himself a little bit more and landed that slow.
Yep. They're actually getting feared in mid. Flashes away. The Vladimir ult did hit, I believe. Yes,
yeah, it did. He's just so far behind that he can't do sizable amount of damage.
Kramer getting down the pool, trying to get that little bit extra slow, but the fear and Nocturne will just be able to finish that. Cataclysm going down, following Nocturne post flash. Be able to pick that up.
Oh man. I felt like that play was a little misplayed by Ari. She could have played that a little bit. She didn't need to get close enough for Nocturne to fear her, because she had already flashed out.
Yeah, Nocturne Nintendo was just kind of like, you know, still going forwards. Like, oh wait, no, I still got this tower to take down. Never mind. So Mono will go ahead back out in mid, and they have a pretty commanding lead right now. We're not even at a 20-minute mark. 2 to 10.
It's about 6K.
6K gold up Mono. And I think, you know, they know a little bit better from last game, because I think, you know, if they have a nice lead on them, they're going to want to try and finish this out and not have a repeat of last game. And right now, Moroi actually catching out Prolly here in top jungle. Ult going down. Will the damage be enough? Yes, it will.
Oh, man. He actually got the double stun since he landed every single skill shot before that. He got the stun off, and he waited for it to wear off, and then he ulted again to just double stun and just lay down just a lot more damage than he would otherwise if he just ulted right off the bat.
Yep. Kennan's got the skills in order to do that. Might as well take advantage. And Rumble, you know, that's a small little road. That's not a whole lot of room to navigate. So, you know, if Kennan's going to be, you know, attacking in that area, all the stuff's gonna hit.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to dodge. There's nowhere to juke.
If you're going through like a narrow pathway and someone's shooting straight down the line.
Yeah, Paradox will actually being caught out a little bit in that bush, trapped, a little bit sandwiched, but ult will be able to go off. Moxie trying to get that fear, but does not get it.
Actually has another dash.
He's got one more. There it goes. Caitlyn ult going down. Who's gonna hit? Brawl takes the front, takes the brunt. Kramer has the pool, getting very low. Tornado going down, and we'll finish him off. Cataclysm going down on Parole. He does flash out, but the standard and the pop-up will go down. Pixel ult pushing people back, getting the heals off Nintendo, trying to get away, but he's too low. 3 members of Fornot still up. Mono. Kennan's actually still pushing top, so there's a 3v3 over here by the Dragon Pit. Pixel trying to get away very low. Got the Oracles. Will lose the Oracles. Paradox will now being slowed. Ari trying to get away. No.
That was a really good play by Rumble.
Yeah.
Like the thing with us talking about like going down chokes and shooting down a straight line.
Yeah.
Everybody grouped up in that choke, and so Rumble just hits R and lands it on every single person in a straight line. You know, almost killed Janab just by herself.
And that was a one fight for Mono right there. Like, it's just they just could not be able to get that retreat that they needed.
They actually had already won. It's just that they overcommitted. They thought that since they already killed Vlad, they can pick off everybody else since they're all there. But no,
that's not the case.
The thing with Mono is they have the type of comp where they can split apart and not take all the AoE damage. But since they're so bloodthirsty right there, there's a lot of bloodlust. You know, they all clumped up and wanted to kill that next guy as soon as possible, and you know, it kind of like funnels right into that choke, and it sets up a perfect ult for Rumble right there. So Rumble actually just picked up a lot of gold, and he's gonna be a problem now that he just picked up those 3 kills.
Yep, 1,500 for him still to spend right now.
And that 1,500 basically came from that one last fight. He probably got like 200 from mid, so he killed 3 people, picked up whoever got a spree, and you know, he's gonna have a lot of gold on his next buy, and his next ultimate is gonna do even more damage. So
and
Mono's gotta watch out for that ultimate, and keep in mind not to just choke up again.
Also, not to mention, you know, they also killed Janet in that fight. She had to rebuy her Oracle, so that's another 400 you can add to the bar tab there.
But overall, it wasn't too bad. If you think about it, Mono did pick up Dragon, and they did pick off somebody too. So you add that all together, in terms of like net gold gain loss, Mono did come out ahead because since it was 4-0 that grouped up as 5, Kennen was able to just free farm and push top, denying a little bit of CS at tower, and pulling a little.
Caught out here. Caitlyn will be able to. That doesn't even need to go off. Ari is there to finish the job. And now they have a weird like split pushing situation. It's a try push really, because like, I think 4-0 is actually a little bit indecisive on where they want to defend and how.
The thing is 4-0 is so far behind. They lose 1-on-1 against every single person on Mono's team, so they kind of just have to follow Mono's lead. And so what Mono's doing right now is they're just splitting them up and taking towers. Because the best situation is they want to just split people up and fight in small skirmishes right now, because that's where they're strong at. Because what 4-0 has is they have a full AoE comp, and they want to lay down everything at the same time. And Mono doesn't want to play that game, so it's good to just ward up, just counter jungle all the ward, and just take it all out and just force little skirmishes.
Roy getting caught top lane. The ult goes down on Probably, but will not be able to do enough damage because Moxie is here to help take Kennen out. Getting a little bit. See, now I worry now. Like now I see Mono now trying to get a little bit overzealous with extended pushes like that.
The thing is Kennen's last impression of Rumble was before he got that 3 kill. With that 3 kill, he got a lot of gold, a lot of EXP, so he's a lot more strong than he was last time. So being able to ward off Rumble like the time he did before that is just going to be so much harder, and he just didn't expect to die so fast.
Yeah. Negatron Cloak and Joint Split. Actually, no, right now Paradoxal actually dashing right past tower. Got still one more dash in her. No, it does. All 3 dashes are used, and now she's just trying to escape away. CV going down from 4-0. She's trying to get away. Flash, just a little bit more distance. Pixel is here. Tornado going off. We'll be able to break out.
That was really risky. The thing was risky. You know Vlad still has this pool, and you're diving past 2 people. Yeah. If I was Ari, I probably wouldn't want to put myself in that situation. But they are a little overconfident like they were last time. Yeah. You know, he's really, really ahead. He has potential of picking up a lot of kills, but he also has potential of dying a lot of times too. So hopefully he doesn't throw it too hard and drag the game on another 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's an aggressive play like that. You know, 1 or 2 failed attempts can make the game go on for a few more episodes of SpongeBob, really. And we do not want that again.
The thing with aggressive play is it can really, really snowball the game even faster and end the game a lot faster, or it can actually go against that and make the game last even longer.
And right now, Mono is all up in 4-0's jungle, trying to pick out 1 member at a time. Ari, once again, ulting past tower, wants to get that kill on Kramer, but she's caught. Cannot do it. See, there we go.
There we go. Let's dive behind 2 towers.
Can't do that. You can't do that stuff. You know, provided, you know, they do, you know, 2 for 1, but, you know, that's 1 less member they have to push down these towers. I mean, they're in a pretty good spot right now. They can still continue pushing on like this, and they should be able to get another chunk of health off of mid tower.
To be honest, I really don't want to eat my words again, but I feel like Mono's just so far ahead right now that it's going to be really hard for them to lose this game. I know I said the exact same thing last game.
You jinxed it.
I really don't want to eat my words.
Nocturne coming in, gets the ult on a little bit overzealous, but right now Rumble ult also going down. Soraka being focused, and here comes Kennen in with the ult. Finishes off the Soraka, trying to get all the damage on Vladimir, but Nocturne does also go down in the process, and now Kennen very low. Caitlyn being picked off, and Kennen has to rush away. Flash coming in from Parole, trying to get that last auto attack, but he has red buff. Kennen will be slowed. And Rumble there trying to get this dive in, and Nintendo actually gets the standard up for another pop, but gets exhausted. And will he fall under tower? Kennen very low.
Oh, that red buff.
Red buff.
That was the red buff.
And intended, you should not be here. You should not be here, Nintendo Production. Now, once again, getting the dives up, probably will get the kill, but now where are you going to run to?
Oh, she can actually beat Vlad right now. She has enough life sustain. I'm a little worried on her mana.
Yes.
But she should be able to poke these guys to ward them off.
See, and right now, Parole actually taking the point. That's the thing. That's it, because Graves was there. You can't do that stuff with Graves.
She needed to land her charm if she was going to do that. It's just such high-risk play by Mono.
Yeah. Mono doesn't, I mean, Mono really has no reason to be doing this aggressive play right now. Otherwise, we could see another huge
basically
game
like the same deal as last game, right? Graves isn't too terribly farmed. And then 3 aggressive plays later, Graves gets 5 kills and 10 kills and 15 kills. And it's going to drag out the game because you put all the kill on one person up until they get full items. You know, they're going to get stronger and stronger, and they're going to be a problem for your entire team because the way item stacks in this game is it multiplies, right? You have one high tier item, say is a factor of 2. You have 2 is another factor of 2. Now it's just times 2, you know, and then you get another one times 2.
And I just really hope, you know, the overly aggressive and unnecessarily aggressive play from Mono I hope it does ease off because we have Baron. Wars are going down. It's about that time where both teams are going to try and see if they can't force a Baron fight.
Aggression isn't bad. It's all about time aggression. You need to choose the right moment to be aggressive.
Right there. That was a good time to be aggressive there. Ari just going in, seeing the Graves singled out. That was a fantastic moment. And now they can secure a dragon here pretty safely.
Like, on the flip side, if she saw all 5 people there, dashing in would have been a terrible idea.
Right.
Especially dashing in into 5 people behind tower.
That you do not want to do.
But just at this point, you know, they're over 10k ahead, and I just find it hard for Mono to lose.
See,
all they need to do right now is they just need to group up and push. Mid has... They can just tank mid and take it if they want to.
See, actually, Cataclysm going down on Moxie. Fear going to go off on Jarvan, but it's not going to be doing too much. Shirelia's being popped. And Soraka going back with the rest of the team. They could be able to tank this. Nocturne is very low. Vlad's not going to be coming back in for another 20 seconds or so. So this next minion wave, they might be able to do something. And Ari trying to get that.
They gotta keep an eye out for Graves though, because Graves does have a lot of farm. He did pick up a lot of just random kills, so you know he does have the eye edge. He's working his PD. He should have his PD in the next 2 minutes. So once he does get his PD and Last Whisper, you know the standoff is gonna get longer and longer.
Minions are down now. We wait for the next wave. Baron buff 75% remaining. And now Fortnite once again playing that defensive game. But they know if they can defend this correctly, and if they can catch Mono on their aggressive play, they could be back into this once more, just like Game 1.
It's actually a lot harder because Caitlyn, unlike MF, has a lot longer range. So she's going to be able to drop this trap and just zone while she takes tower. So pushing should be a very, very easy feat this game for them. When you're ahead and you have Caitlyn, you're able to just keep on dropping traps, and if somebody walks on the trap,
Pixel, what are you doing? Pixel, get out of there! No, Pixel.
I think Pixel.
No. Stop doing that stuff to me! Stop doing that stuff to me! I thought you may have AFK'd for a second.
If she was DC'd or something.
That would have been bad. That could have been real bad.
She's actually relatively safe.
Yeah.
You know, assuming she was DC, she's probably dead. But since she's not, she still has her tornado and still has her ultimate to knock people back. But I can see like a heavy push right now. This tower is gonna drop fairly easy. Once Caitlyn gets a couple of traps down, she's gonna be able to just get free hits off.
Yep. Actually,
Now that first trap was just to burn the shield. The second trap, she's high enough level that if she puts a lot of points into trap, well, she's 17, right?
Yep.
So that trap should be relatively low cooldown. She just needs to lay them down.
11 seconds cooldown on that trap. And if someone does get caught in it off guard, if Nocturne decides to step in it without his shield, he will be stunned and staying there enough to get quite a few crits off from Caitlyn.
I feel like Caitlyn should just drop it a little further away from tower. That if Nocturne wants to,
going in.
Oh, this tower's gone.
Minion wave going in. Fear going down. Tower's not there. It is. Tower's now down. Graves ult going in. Vladimir going down, and Janna does come in. And Cataclysm tries to get as many people as we can. There's a lot of scatter here going on from both teams. Moxie will also be going down. Jarvan falls, Kennen falls, Nocturne falls, and Fortnite is edging out again. No, Mono, what are you doing? And Pixel will be going down Lost Oracles, and that's an ace for 4-0. Oh no.
A repeat of last game.
Oh no. Oh no. So, but at 4-0 here now with this ace, unlike last game, they're in actually a really good spot. They got 4 members up, creep wave pushing. They can take this tower. They're just going to tank this tower, probably is right up in front. And do you think they could probably take out the next tower? I'm not sure if they're going to get hit.
They can take the next tower, but it's risky because
I'm not so
they're
sure
going to
about
get chased back out. So I think they're just going to back up and try and take buffs. They're going to push as much as they can. As soon as everybody res, they're going to back out.
Yep, there we go. That's the cue. Ari and Jarvan, the backups, are just going to go ahead and fall back.
Just feeding that Graves. That Graves is going to kill everybody again. You saw exactly what he did last game. He just decimated people after people. So this game, Fortnite isn't nearly as far behind. So coming back is actually a lot more likely.
No, Kramer not going to be.
Oh boy.
No auto attack from Nintendo. The standard would have done it.
Yeah. He didn't. If he had his ult up, Vlad probably would have died too. It was on about like a 15-20 second cooldown. So
yeah, and now it's going to be coming back just momentarily. So and we have we're not that far away from Baron coming back.
They're not too far. What Mono wants to do is they just want to push out lanes, group up, and set up traps and fight.
Yeah,
I think that's their best choice. And I think they're a little scarred from the last fight because they completely got demolished even with Baron buff. So right now they're thinking, oh man, how are we going to team fight this? This is going to come down to just good warding and good team fight positioning.
And also, I mean, when we see Mono, when they were doing their pushing earlier on, they were not pushing as a full 5. Now we have all 5 members here up in top lane actually trying to make something happen at this tower.
So if she can get down 3 traps, they can win this fight.
Nothing Real actually being a little bit behind, trying to catch up with the group. Got caught out a little bit, took some damage from that. But we do have an open inhibitor too, but I don't want Mono to get overzealous like we had last game, like trying to clear the way for someone to try and just knock down the inhib. But Caitlyn actually getting a few shots off while she can. Buckshot trying to fend off everyone. Paradoxal's got the Foxfire ready to go in case they decide to engage on this Nintendo taking the point. Vlad ult going down. Is 4-0 going to engage in this? Nocturne ult goes down. You're going to be focusing down, and Janna does go down first. Probably here picking up the rear with the flames. Nintendo gets the ultimate down, but he does die in the process. 3 members from Mono down, 2 members from Fortnite down. Mono does have to retreat away. Brawl is actually being a little bit slowed here. Kennen, what did you buy? Kennen, you did get the Rylai, so that will slow Graves down a little bit.
I feel like Kennen needed an early hourglass this game just because, Jarvan and Kennen is the front line this game. Yeah. And so the only people that are going to be taken is Kennen and
yes, the kill. Nice. But right now, look at so much damage coming in.
They got this free inhib.
Yep, and Caitlyn being able to edge out Graves just barely, so that will be an inhibitor for Mono. Probably is here. Is his ult up? It is not. He used it during that last team fight. So Mono now falling back. They got what they wanted. They got the inhibitor. Oh, it's like, but they're edging it out here so close in these team fights.
I feel like Mono should still be fine. They're gonna pull ahead just because they're gonna get the next dragon and Baron, and so the Baron is up right now. As soon as the team comes back, the creep wave is gonna shove to their inhib. So All they need to really do is just set up traps, and as long as, yeah, Mono's probably just gonna go back by and set up for Baron, because Graves got 7 seconds, Vlad's got 5 seconds. So in terms of getting back, they should be back at the same time contested.
Caitlyn's got a fair amount of gold on her as well. What did she pick up? Pick up a BF sword, get a little bit more damage. How much crit does she have? 2. Crit chance, 63%.
Basically, right now, Caitlyn is just monster damage, and she has a lot more safety than Misfortune last game. So, in terms of dealing with Graves, it shouldn't be as hard, because what happens is, if Graves quick draws to her, she can just carbon net back, and that quick draw would wear out within a few seconds when he's trying to close the gap. And she does.
Getting blood water with a taunt. We'll be able to get quite a bit done. Shirley is being popped by Soraka, that they will get out. Man, I thought Bloodwater was going to be dead for sure on that.
So Paradoxical is actually being a lot more safe. You know, after giving up those 2 or 3 kills, you know, just being so bloodthirsty, he figured, all right, if I do this a couple more times, I'm gonna throw the game very, very hard. And that's exactly what he doesn't want to do. He's not jumping at every opportunity anymore. He's got to time his, like I said earlier, he's got to time his aggression now.
Right. And aggression, you know, not bad, but, you know, you have to know the moments, and you can't just do it willy-nilly.
Oh, this is a good time to fight. Nocturne's shield is down. She can taunt just about anybody, and they can just engage this fight.
Mono's for not run. Shirley is being popped. Oh, Vladimir ult going down. Nocturne now going down. Nintendo actually a little bit too far out, but Kennen ult will not be able to get anyone. Caitlyn does pick up Nocturne, but Nintendo is too far away from the team. And Ari actually does now die in the process. Fortnite is actually now focusing down Nothing Real. Vladimir coming in, trying to clean up on the rest of the team. Rumble will take down Caitlyn. Nintendo is here. Brawl now just playing cleanup crew. Kennen, Vladimir in the bush, and Vlad will be able to finish that out.
Oh, that was such a bad fight.
Wow. Nintendo now running for life here, trying to find a place to save. Ugh.
They're actually very lucky, because bottom lane's pushing to the tower.
Yes,
so,
it is.
You know, that tower is...
Come on, Minions, you can do it. Minions, you can do it. Come on.
One more hit. One more.
7 health.
It's not too bad. It doesn't matter, because anyone can just go tap it. A little wind would just push over that tower at this point.
Yeah. So it's yeah, I mean, that last team fight, Mono's just like, Nintendo just kind of like bum rushed charge, like right to the back end of 4-0's line, and in the meantime, like Kennen ult was going down there too, focused on the front line. There's like a little bit of miscommunication, I think, on the part of Mono.
I think that if Jarvan was able to lock down 2 or more with the Kennen ult on top of them, you know, Caitlyn should be able to get some free damage, but it didn't really, you know, it could have potentially been a really, really great engage. It just ended up being very bad. He locked down one person and basically just stood there and almost died for it.
Yeah, I think like the key here is, you know, we need synergy, because like a lot of people don't realize that, you know, Jarvan ult, you have someone locked in there. If Kennen's in there with you, Kennen just pops the ult and they have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And they're going to be stunned inside the Cataclysm, and anyone like Ari, you know, with massive damage in team fights, just go ahead, throw the orb in. Like, it's, you know, if you get the Jarvan ult, you pretty much get Kennen ult for free.
The thing is, Mono's still in it. It's definitely a lot harder. Yeah. Mono has like a skill-based comp where they have to land skill shot.
Over the forest, Nocturne getting the ult in on Caitlyn. Moxie wants Caitlyn. Rumble ult going down, and again, we're seeing a little bit of a split here in terms of Mono. Rumble will be the first to follow, followed by Soraka. And Vladimir, he's got the Ignite on him. He's very low, but Nintendo going to be coming back around. Standard will be able to come back up. Just auto text will bring him down, and Graves cannot get away. Now we got a team fight in Mono's favor, and now they will go ahead and push.
They're ending it right now.
They should be able to push to win. They better push to win. we don't want any 50-minute business like we had last time. So tower will go down, inhibitor will go down, and they should be able to push.
They can honestly end the game right now. If they don't end this game, I'm gonna be upset.
Mono, you gotta finish this right now. And yep, and Fortnite is now there's gonna go ahead and start leaving. And there we go. There's the surrender vote, and Mono eSports wins game number 2. They're back around to play another day. Good job on Mono's part. Nice work.
Yeah, they made my heart skip a beat. They're just so far ahead.
I know.
They're so far ahead. And that Graves just got really full. He's done eating.
He did. He's got.
He's like, I'm done eating. You guys can win now.
It's Thanksgiving dinner. You know, he's had his 3 plates full. He's going back for pie, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have had that.
But
yeah. But I mean, still though, like Graves this game, you know, did make quite a bit of bank.
Yeah, like one thing you noticed Ari did was she laid off being so Rambo.
Yeah.
Until that very last fight where she just dashed back in to kill Vlad and Graves and die instantly, of course. But you know, at that point in the game, they'd already won.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple more of that a little bit earlier, and I felt like Fortnite could have actually come back all the way and win the game. So you know, it's just a lot of risky plays that just got my heart a little unstable.
So, and you know, also keep you know, Mono is going to be there at IPL 4.
Yeah.
And you know, we've seen them play, and we're being like a little bit, you know, critical of their play, but also like offering advice, like just from player to player.
Mm-hmm.
Mono's heading into IPL 3. Like one good piece of advice to give these guys as they're heading in. I
think they're solid players. Just I feel like a lot of times they can group and press advantages and just poke. I feel they're taking things too fast. You know, you gotta time your push with the creep waves. So say there's bottom wave built up, top wave built up. Just wait until that pushes to the bottom lane tower. Someone's gonna have to split, or they want to farm that.
Right.
And if they don't farm that, their tower's gonna take free damage. You know, you have traps. You just make sure you lay down 2 or 3 of them before the fight starts, because you know, if you lay it down around where you are, inevitably somebody's gonna just trip it, just because there's so much frenzy going on in the fight. People don't know where anything is, and so just take things a little bit more slow. You're ahead. You know, the chances are you're gonna win. Why do you need to rush it and give the enemy team a chance of coming back?
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way all the top team plays. They're really good at snowballing. When they're ahead, they make sure they keep on extending that lead. And just the last 2 games, they weren't snowballing as safely as they needed to. They took a lot of risky snowballs. And when you take risky snowballs, it looks amazing when you can kill 3 people by yourself.
Yeah.
But when you die instantly and give up your spree, it can look really, really bad too. So it's like I'm either going big or I'm going home. And a couple of times she just went home.
Yeah, and especially if there's a whole bunch of money on the line, you don't want to be going home.
Yeah,
absolutely not. But yeah, so good job, Mono Esports. Gonna be coming back to fight again another week. But yeah, once again, you know, thank you all for joining us here, IPL Killing Spree. Always a fantastic time. We will be back again next week. And remember, if you are in the Austin, Texas area, we will be at South by Southwest. I'm going to be there. Dan's going to be there. Baron's going to be there. We got all of Epic's going to be there.
Yeah, my entire team's going to be there.
Dyrus is going to be on the other side, though.
Yeah. Let's spank some Dyrus.
So, yeah, we have all the information on that. You can just go ahead, you know, always hit us up on Twitter or on Facebook, IGN Pro League on both of those. But until then, I think we're pretty much close to done. Any shout-outs this week?
Ooh, shout-outs. I didn't even come in here thinking about shout-outs, but...
how about this? You know, shout-outs to you first. Brought in some T-shirts for us today.
Oh, yeah. I brought in some You Mad Bro T-shirts from the Solo Mid store. I guess I'll shout-out to the Solo Mid store. I just brought in, I think I brought in like 5. A couple of them a little too big, so I'll have to come back, make another trip. But
or if you saw this guy during the IPL 4 qualifiers, had the Bay Life shirt on.
I had the Bay Life shirt on.
Good stuff.
You don't want to see my house. So basically, 2,300 T-shirts stacked inside my house. It's a lot of T-shirts.
Actually, Kyle, we got the shirt. Throw it over here. We got to show this off. Oh, look at this thing. This thing's hilarious. You know. You mad, bro? Yo, you mad, bro?
Yeah, so I brought in 5 of those. I'll probably bring a couple more next week.
Why not? Yeah, maybe bring some to South by Southwest. I don't know. Yeah, why not?
Hey, maybe I'll bring in like maybe 10, 20, 30 and give it out to the fans at South by Southwest.
There you go. Even more incentive for you guys to show on up. So yeah, so from everyone here at the IGN Pro League, myself, Red Baron, Dan Din, we will see you guys again next week, same time, same place, and until then, we'll see you.
All right. Take care.